On this week's Waypoint, make sure your gear is up to par, the Tokyo Game Show takes on the Titan Challenge, and AFK gives you the boot. Maybe. What's up, guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV recap for September 20th, 2013. I'm your host, Kat Andrusko. Debate was kicked off around the Final Fantasy world this week when it was discovered that community rep Devin Kamate Cassidy uttered words on the official forums that make some gamers shake in fear. That's right, he said gear score. It seems we'll be seeing the addition of this feature sometime after patch 2.1, and what's really interesting is some content will be gated behind certain scores. All in all, this really might not be a bad thing. Seeing as the game already advertises a certain gear score, this just means we'll be getting a more official looking score display, and some content will require you to attain a certain score before you can queue up. Since the scores will be decided by the game, this should serve as a nice indicator to let players know when they're ready to try and tackle certain content, like hard mode primal fights. The Tokyo Game Show is underway, with the public access set to start on Saturday the 21st. Finishing his Whirlwind World Tour, Yoshi P will be making an appearance to continue the Realm Reborn hype train. On the agenda for this show is the usual live Q&A, and if you hurry, you could still get a question submitted, a promise of some game footage that hasn't been seen before, and of course the familiar primal challenges we've seen at other conventions. Titan was served up to groups of 8 at PAX, and it seems that he'll get the same treatment at the Tokyo Game Show. However, this time there is one small caveat. Each time Titan gets beaten, a random in-game world will be selected. All players in that world will receive a pair of in-game Cactuar Earrings. While the earrings don't have a ton of stat influence, they're just kind of cool to look at. And hey, who doesn't like to have items other people can't get? So here comes your weird 14 news of the week. An AFK Kick was finally added to the game. What's so weird about that? Well, it doesn't seem to be working as intended. If you get caught standing still for 30 minutes, you get the boot from the servers. While some clever little monkeys have already figured out ways around that system, like auto-running in your in-room, it turns out more people have found ways to accidentally beat the system without even trying to do so. Tweaks to the AFK Kick are likely incoming, because as it is right now, basically doing anything except standing still will keep you in game. This includes things like being mounted on your chocobo, having the marketplace open, or just having some menu open on your screen. This just in, you can actually buy the game again! Having shut down digital sales quite some time ago, many players have wondered exactly when they'd be able to get their hands on a copy of this game. Now that Square Enix has fixed the server issues, Yoshi P saw fit to open digital sales this week for both the PC and PS3. Now if we could just put an end to the character creation limitations on certain worlds, we'd be all set! Okay guys, time to answer some questions you have about 14. If you have questions you'd like answered, make sure to put them in the comments below and we'll catch them for future shows. The topic of today is Levequests. Levequests are alternate, repeatable quests that you can complete to gain experience and money. These quests can be used on your main starting class, but personally I'd recommend saving them and guild tests for your second, third, and fourth classes, since questing starts to run out for those classes. Leaves come in 3 types: Battlecraft Leaves used for Disciples of War or Magic, Fieldcraft Leaves for Disciples of Land, and Tradecraft Leaves for you Disciples of the Hand out there. You are limited by how many leave quests you can complete though, as you accrue up to 100 at a time at a rate of 3 leave allowances per 12 real-life hours. Leave quest givers called leave meets can be found at locations throughout Eorzea. They will give you different sets of leave quests every 5 levels. Be warned though, to open up leaves in certain locations, you'll usually have to finish a trial leave quest for the leave meet. Personally, I saved these quests for crafting, as the experience payoff is much bigger than when used for Battlecraft leaves. If you'd like more information about how leave quests or how grand companies can also give you leave quests, head on over to xivnation.com. I wanted to thank Netflix for sponsoring this episode of Waypoint. For a free 30-day trial, just head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. You can start watching Netflix today on your PC, Xbox, PS3, iPad, or more. There's no commitment and you can cancel at any time. Sign up today by using netflix.com/GameBreakerTV and start streaming thousands of movies and television shows right to your TV or mobile device. Okay, last up here on Waypoint, we again want to take some time to showcase your greatest work. Drawings, videos, or tattoos. If it's Final Fantasy XIV related, I want to see it. Throw it up on the XIV forums in our art spots, and I'll find it. If you watched last week, you may remember that I called for a vote on everyone's favorite swimwear. Much to no one's surprise, J.K. Kennedy secured his victory against the tall, pale, leather-wearing Magic Man. This week, though, it's back to you and your art. Take a gander at this touching memorial created for Louisoix, created by XIV Nation member Altera Moontail. Hey, just his appearance and deeds in the End of an Era trailer were enough for me to think he deserves a statue. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. Be sure to check back every week for updated Final Fantasy XIV news. I'm your host, Kat Andresco, and you can follow me on Twitter @KatAndresco. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next Waypoint.
Game Breaker TV.